Well, good evening, folks. I'm making a pre-recorded video to test my new internet out because I got one now that's half the price, and speed may be a bit slower, and downloading may be also a bit slower, but it saved me half, and you can use it overseas, make calls, everything, where the other internet couldn't do anything like that. So this is my first pre-video to test out the speed of it when I go to upload it onto YouTube. Anyway, today is Monday, 17th of February 2025. The time is 7:51 p.m. Now, I just want to relate to the medical issues, how the Lord came through for that by default, because last Sunday there was a miraculous healing going on at the Evangelist church, the one that I attend so far, the street preaching church, where they call anybody up to the front. Doesn't matter if you're an ex-criminal or a mental patient, everybody is welcome. The pastor himself got out of jail for something pretty serious and repented and became a pastor, or he repented in jail. So this is a church you don't get thrown out. So I said, I'm the chief of all sinners, like Apostle Paul. He just laughed. You're welcome. So what would I have to do to be kicked out of a church like that? But they prayed over me and they asked what the need was, and I said I would like to have the money back that was scammed, or at least some of it, so I could help a few people, especially my youngest daughter overseas. I absolutely was convinced, from being up in the front, kneeling on the floor, and being prayed over by how many people. My goodness, what a powerful prayer group it was. Well, that very day, cut a long story short, somebody gave me a loan. And that was only yesterday. Just walked out absolutely knowing that God was going to help me. But what I don't understand is the exact amount of money that was borrowed, which wasn't that much. It was only a quarter of what I'd lost. The prescribed medication for this, reduction of iron that's in my body, that locks me down like an old car in a junkyard, because my body doesn't release iron. Most people, is it anemic? They need iron, especially pregnant women or people that are lacking that vitamin. I'm the opposite. I've got too much iron in my body, and it's related to diabetes, radiation, and some type of progress of stomach cancer. Though, strange enough, my ex has got a full on terminal degree. And the strangest thing is that when I went to the hospital, checked out and get the prescription, she was in hospital that very day to have surgery. So just some strange coincidences happening recently that make you wonder what's going on beyond the veil and who's concerned for us, be it our beloved ancestors, to angels, unseen witnesses, Jesus and God. Now the problem is my prayer sort of got answered, is the prayer was for me to gain something financial. Now, I know we can manifest that. A lot of people manifest millions. They have to see it and believe it and be thankful before it even happens. Because I'm not into the prosperity gospel because of the greedy richness of it all. When people are poor and starving, paying their tithes, and 50% succeed and the other 50% cannot, they starve or something, and then they disappear and forgotten about, trodden down. So the church seems to glorify people who are successful in paying tithes and others where the kids hate God, hate their parents because there's no food for the next 2 weeks practically until the parents get the money back because they've given it to the church or whatever. And as I mentioned, what the Bible has to say in Malachi, if you study it up, tithing is to be paid at the end of the year, after you've helped the poor, your family, loved ones, paid all your bills, everything, and then you pay 10%, and you might only have $1,000 left, and you pay 10%, which is $100. That's it. Not thousands of dollars a year on your net, your gross income, on your inheritance, everything except dirty money. So this tithing demand is a religious command that is so Old Testament and so letter of the law, and then to be threatened, if you don't pay tithing, you cannot go to the highest level of heaven, and families will not be together forever if you break it. You'll be burnt at his coming. And on top of that, they have a law which was not part of Old Testament, just mostly, and that is no tea, coffee, smoke and drink. So if you don't keep it, the people, the leaders, can actually look down on you and say, well, you're not going to make it. But yet you could be so highly moral and clean and pure, and you got to live in that sort of fear. Anyway, I've been doing these things to it's like putting one poison in my body to get rid of another. It's just a band-aid. It doesn't fix the problem. It just fixes the insanity of the built-up of iron and other toxins in my body that, through the radiation fallout when I was a baby in the pouch, a atomic bomb was let off in the desert, and I just happened to cop it, which means I got it. And terrible that I had to live with that high level of radiation, and it caused some type of iron absorbent in my body, which rusts me from the inside out and causes all this sickness. I can go days really sick, and then suddenly I'm just bright as a button. Sammy Davis Jr. had cancer, and you know how he could sing, the Candyman can, da, 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 from the Rat Pack. And he was also originally Phantom of the Opera. Fantastic job for a black guy. He had all this energy, and he toured all over the world in his last year of his life. Practically he had all this energy, and yet he was dying. Well, that's sort of like how it is for me, So anyway, I went up and brought the medication that was prescribed to reduce my iron from from rusting me, which is part of the reason why I sleep a lot. It's also related to high carbs and diabetes, but in conjunction, oh man, it's sucks the life out of you, put it that way. The exact money that was given to me was used to buy that medication, because I didn't get the subsidy help that I would have liked, because normally you do on a pension, because it's an outcast, sort of a rare type of a drug for very rare circumstances. And it cost me all of that, the whole lot, to get 6 months supply of a course to reduce the iron built up in my body, to keep me alive. Because without treatment, they gave me about 4 years. With treatment, 10 years but with special diet and detox that way, which is kind of insanity, I can beat it and cure it. All right, so I've got choices to make down the track. The problem is that the prayer, the mighty miraculous prayer that was given to me, I was thinking I want to help my daughter, my youngest daughter, that's in the Philippines, and that's what I was thinking. So I got the exact amount of money that I really wanted to help her, and it went on medication. So God kind of said, okay, I'll help you with get the medication to keep you alive, but stuff your friggin' daughter. She ain't getting nothing. So I'm confused. I know that it was a miracle. I know that I've got some type of divine help, but not for the reasons why I was asking for it in the first place. I did not know medication would cost me all of that because I didn't get the government subsidy, which you normally do, which is almost cost nothing. A lot of things are free in this country, even going to doctors and getting help or prescriptions or whatever. I said I wasn't going to take any hospital pills and that, but this is one that is an iron reduction drug, so it's something very different. But I still need things that the church is against, right down to a cup of green tea or whatever. It's just crazy, and I haven't attended for some time because they really focus on such things that they reckon separate the sheep from the goats, but they end up Pharisees and self-righteous. Look at us, we don't drink tea, coffee, smoke a drink. How do you attend a church when you're in such pain and agony? And it's okay when you're there. Once you get through the door and you've got a really good bishop, it's fine. If you've got a nasty bishop, it's the most uncomfortable church to visit. There's people sick and dying and everything. They're putting on a brave face or acting as if nothing has happened, all happy or reverent and peaceful and shining light out of their asses. I'm in pain, and I'm not always shining the light out of my ass. Why pretend? Why fake it to make it? So yeah, the exact amount of money I got a loan from somebody, and no sooner did I have it in my hand, I had to go and buy 6 months' supply of this medication. So God provided for that, but He didn't provide for my daughter. He's suffering, needs food. Kittens or cats keep dying or disappearing from starvation. And though I've helped and I've done everything I can over the years, I run out of money. I got scammed. Everything since I came back to that religious church, mine, the ex-church. As soon as I got religious, the devil got me, come to kill, steal, and destroy. Now, was it yesterday? I wasn't religious. I was completely surrendered. You could say to the Gospel of Paul, which is the Gospel of Jesus Christ. He wrote half or more of the New Testament. Poured out my heart and said, Lord, I can't do it on my own. Jesus said, none good but God. Surrendered my filthy rags of righteousness and entered into Christ's righteousness, made whole and perfect that way in spirit. And I just knew my prayer would get answered to some degree, and it did financially, not much, just enough to buy medication, and maybe, if I'm lucky, to do a small, a mission trip, because I also was given accommodation for free, which solved the problem because I couldn't afford to do my little personal mission, which miracles normally happen, but knowing that I got scammed some time ago, it's really kind of ridiculous to sort of just go act as if everything's okay when it isn't. I don't have to serve any personal mission. Of course, I've got a passion for the Christ, but really, when you got needs, because it is about needs, not wants, and I had a need. I did have a medical need, but also had a need to help my daughters, and God didn't come through for that. They will continue. Well, not they. One daughter that's in contact with me. The other kids are not in contact with me. They're antichrist. So you can't win with them. They blocked me a couple of years ago. My only daughter left that actually is open to trust and believe what I'm going to continue to share and teach her about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I just don't understand, because the stepsister, she got the blessing and the money. She's over 18 now. She's getting married or something, going to college. She got the blessing of all the money that I sent over the years, the benefit of it. And now my daughter, who's 14 years of age, right at the time, and there's no money, and now I'm spending it all, goes on this medication course to cure me of what is seemingly terminal, but there is a alternative, because it's not at that stage. Though there was a big lump on my side, it is shrinking it. The moment I took it, it's a bit like penicillin. If you ever get a boil, or you, like when I went to India, because I drank this shitty water and mosquito eggs in it, and it came through the back of the apartment. Oh my goodness! And it was all open, and I had this big rotten boil come up on my side, and penicillin cured it. But this time, it's got nothing to do with that. It's got to do with the iron absorption, which is rusting me like a car in a junkyard, and causing all this sleep, tiredness and sickness and muscle ache, and because of the protein built up. See, so even if I eat meat, which is better than eating carbs and bread and all that diabetic attack sort of food, oh my goodness, the protein won't even release. So if I'm automatically fired up to do jungle trekking and walking around, and I don't have the problem, at least by half. But if I don't do any of that, I just, everything locks up in me. So yes, I have to exercise, but not in a workout way. Just enjoy walking and trekking, and I do it here, but I'm under stress. Just crossing the road, or everywhere you go, you got to fight, protect yourself from danger at bus stops, like what happened to me. So I went and got a scooter and everything. So that money I could have helped my daughter, see? But I thought, no, I want a scooter. So am I selfish to go and buy myself a scooter when I've got a daughter whose kittens keep dying because of starvation, after giving them land, house, everything in their name? Giving them everything. Sold my brand new piano, went out of business, bankrupt, everything. And suddenly now I run out of money, and I just had enough given to me only yesterday to buy this medication, thinking that the money was in my hand, I'm going to send it to my daughter. So I don't understand what God is up to sometimes. I know that He's taking care of my life-threatening illness situation, but anyone else that I want to help, family, even in married life, to be a responsible husband, you need to provide. I can't even get a job, normal job, because I don't know how to put my references into a format to present it. I've got all the references. Worked in security guard and chef and hotel management, everything. I've got it all. And yet I cannot get accepted with one job because it's not in the right format. A mate wrote a book, and for decades it's never been published because he doesn't know how to format it. And yet now he's finally got it published, which costs money. Had to pay for an editor and everything, and thousands of dollars, man. It's crazy. You can't just write a book and just post it, or you're not supposed to post the whole book for someone to pirate and plagiarize and steal it. Just the first chapter and last chapter. Anyway, no help for my family. I don't understand it, because I was in tears thinking I would like to have excess money to help my daughter, and that those little poor little baby kittens and whatever can be fed. And the thing is, she wants to be an animal vet, and that's going to take college money, which is a lot cheaper than here. So where's the money? God, show me the money, as Tom Cruise said in that movie. All I got out of the blessing was to pay for my medication, because it's not covered, because it's a rare drug and very, very expensive drug. There is a drug that stops you from smoking. I've tried it; it works, but it gives you alien dreams. They actually banned it. It was absolutely frightening. Whatever it did, it stopped you from smoking. It put you in a freeze. The next thing, you got aliens probing up your backside. It was just a hallucination thing. You stop smoking, and then you get these bloody alien attacks. It's just a figment of imagination. Or it could be being in tune or in touch with something like that. Demonic. So that and when I that medication cost as much as this medication, but there was a subscription subsidy for that one. This one that stops you smoking. And the chemist was a real capitalist, and he said, "Do you really need this? It's costing the government. It's like nearly $1,000 for a bottle of this drug, but you get it for less than $100. He said, "Don't waste it." In other words, if you're not going to take it, then don't come and get supplies. It's like because the government's very merciful here. They do try to help you, but this particular prescribed drug, man, you cannot get it. It's a rare one, and it'll save my life. But I was on my hands and knees praying to get help for my daughter and others I wanted to help. I got the blessing for health, which is not going to fix the problem straight away. I'm still sick, critically ill. But God took care of that one thing, keep me alive. But yet He allows my daughter to suffer, or cats and kittens die, and one ate a toad or a frog and got toad poisoning. Hunger. And you people up there, make sure you leave dry biscuits for your cats and all that. Cats need to have snacks, otherwise they run off and disappear, like my ex's family cat, beautiful cat worth $2,000, wandered away. And I tried to tell her son-in-law about feeding the cat at night, and he used to scratch at the door trying to get in and wanted food, and he didn't care. He said, "No, I don't want my cat all fat." You know how they eat a lot and their bellies hang down to the floor? Too bad. They need snacks, and they won't stray and run away and leave you and never see it again. See? Why pay $2,000 for a cat and then not feed it during the night? I don't care if it's overeating or whatever. Cats and dogs need snacks. So do we. And my snack is peanut butter, sesame seed paste called tahini. I have my sugar-free jelly. What else? Almond milk. And a few things like that. Just some pleasure in life. Anyway, I've made this video as an experiment, because I've got new internet now. And it's going to be a little bit slower to upload it. And it's mainly for the fact that I do music videos, and the last internet I had, it was uploaded in 5 minutes, or 10 of them uploaded in 30 minutes. But with this type of internet plan, which is half the price, it could take 3 times longer, because you're getting it half the price. But the beauty of this internet service, you can take it overseas, you can make calls anywhere in the world or from any country, because if internet cuts out and you can't do videos or call on Facebook or whatever, you can make a normal phone call from overseas, whatever. It's just anywhere. It has its it has its advantages, okay? And they give you quite a lot of gigs too. Yeah, you just don't have wireless, and it means I can't watch all my free movies and that comes on the set box. It's gone, but I still got the set box. It's got recording and everything on that set box. But I can't do a thing without wireless, so I do without it. I just watch the normal TV and the news and some shows and so forth. But unfortunately, the shows that are on TV, such as The Bold and the Beautiful, my very favourite drama episode, The Rich and the Famous, all that sort of thing, what they get up to, is about 3 months behind on the TV, and I've been watching it in advance, and I'm about to lose that. Though I could get snips of it on YouTube, but the actual full episode in the future, I don't know. So there's advantage for having wireless internet, and it's a lot faster, and you can share it with neighbour too, I suppose, but it slows it down a bit. But no, I don't have that. It is now, obsolete, and but it was great for live video. It didn't cut out or anything 90% of the time. So we're going to find out if it will cut out now, and it's proved it's going to 5 gigabyte. It used to be 4. It was slow. So this company's known to improved its service, and it's very popular. Okay, and they've given it half price anyway. It's already cheap enough, half price for 6 months. Then it goes back to normal price after that, which is still half price compared to the internet wireless service I just recently had. Anyway, sending love. A boring video, but this is an experiment to see how fast it takes to upload it, and then I'll know if it's quick. Then I'm going to be very happy about that and can make a lot more videos. But I mainly do live. But when I do music or I'm traveling somewhere, it's all pre-recorded, and then I have to upload it. Thank you for listening. I've got this prescribed medication in me now, and it's doing all sorts of strange things, and but it's life-saving. God did give me the money to buy. I didn't know it was going to cost that, and just can't believe it. The exact amount, and yet God completely ignored my daughter. And I need to tell her, I'm sorry, but God didn't come through for you. You've been for years. Well, you've been helped. But the thing is, when you help somebody, you should be given gratitude back, and not cut off or not send hearts or something. And believe when I say I got scammed, the devil come to kill, steal, and destroy. And believe I did really sell my brand new piano to help my daughter. See, I never got the gratitude because she was too young to understand when things don't go right. And originally she wanted to be a movie star and go to Hollywood. She's very attractive, like Hollywood sort of Bollywood. Not Bollywood. I call it Lollywood. It's my title, Sweet Candywood. You got Bollywood, India. You got Hollywood, America. I call the Philippines Lollywood. So if anybody's billionaire rich want to start up Lollywood, call it Lollywood, like Disneyland, or some type of theme park called Lollywood. And so my daughter had all these dreams and visions, and I can't help her. All I can do is help myself. And it's not selfish, but the thing is, over the years, if I manage money better, I don't know. I live so tight anyway. And I've missed out on so many jobs part-time because I can't format my references. I just don't know how to do it. Nobody will take the time to show me. You got to put it on the phone, and you got to send it. Everything's done through online, and I've missed out on part-time music teaching positions, security guard, all that, hotel management, everything I've missed out on because I don't have my format to send those references. Something that no one's ever shown me how to do it. It's got to be put onto the phone, and then you got to send it. Every time you apply for a job, you got to send it online. You can't even write a letter or do it by fax. Nothing. See, these things I need help. I don't feel God does anything. Doesn't care. But he got me this medication, and to hell with everybody else. I'm not too happy about it really, because my poor daughter has got needs as well, and they're not going to get any help in those countries. At least here we get help from the government. So I don't know what God's up to. Or sometimes I think we're doing it ourselves. We're just manifesting what we need, and to hell with everybody else. Though I'm grateful when people help me out, but all I want to do is help others out. And I have avoided helping some people out who are now dead. Yep, so poor they died of starvation, and yet others I have saved their lives. You just can't help everybody, and then you find out you yourself need the help, especially medically. And I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. I got to go. I need to eat. I've been full on adjusting to this medication, and it's really sort of breaking down the iron in my body, and it's like taking some type of, what do you call it, steroids. Yeah, it's having quite an effect on my system, but it will keep me alive. But yeah, that's the help I got, the exact amount of money. They prayed over me. I walked out knowing that I was going to get that money, but I was going to give it to my daughter. Didn't happen. She continues to sort of starve because I don't know. I don't understand it. Why couldn't God just give me extra to help everyone that's related to family and friends as well? So you guys got to wonder, sometimes we are doing it ourselves, we're manifesting. Even if we surrender and we attract money, why is it never enough to help everyone that you love? Oh, there are people out there that make millions in prosperity, gospel teaching, preaching. I'm not into that because I don't believe it. It's fake. I don't believe it's about money. So I can't manifest it. But if I got all greedy and rich like the worst demonic preacher in the world, and the greediest bastard was Kenneth Copeland, right down to the nicest, Joe Austin and Joyce Myers, I can't think that way. If I did, maybe I'd be richer. So that's it. That's my story, Glory. Thank you for listening. I will now upload this video to test that it works. Okay, so I got to go. My iron reduction medication is doing all sorts of marvelous work and wonder in my body, and I've got to take this course for 6 months and then see how we go after that. And that will give me some type of help just to keep myself above the water and find a cure for this sickness that is eating me away, stomach cancer and growth and so forth, caused by radiation. Some type of poisonous toxin got into me. Doctors cannot work it out. It's at very high levels. Think of those poor Japanese people that had all that radiation fallout from the nuclear, industrial thing that exploded. And yet you wonder, with Japanese being the kind of the Asian porn capital of the world and the most elite and intimate. I'm not into porn, but they're the best. I mean, those Japanese ladies, young, half age, love that type of old man type of, and the man on the trains, everything. They just do things, and I often wonder if it's all that hormonal imbalance, because of all that radiation, all that, they just gone mad. It's like sex addicts or something. Like, I like in an intimate way. I mean, they're really. I just wonder sometimes when we eat meat and all that aggression and porky pig and bacon and all this, because if you don't eat all that, well, if I don't eat all that, I'm sexless. It's like, that's the end of it. I turn into a monk. So, and all this meat's got things in it, and hormones and processed and preservatives. So I have to give all that up to cure myself, and then I can live a long life. And that's not going to be friggin' easy. But I thought, well, at least right now, could I help my daughter? Because she also needs the right sort of food and help, and even her cats and kittens. And So God gives me money for my prescribed medication and gives absolutely bugger all to my daughter. And it's just crazy. God can give for me, my daughter, and anyone else very close to me that I love and want to help. Titus bloody ass. Talk about tight ass Jewish gospel that led the Jews to kill Jesus and nail him at the cross. They were preaching Jesus, but they didn't believe he was Jesus. In fact, they thought he was a demon casting out demons and blaspheming against him. Sometimes I wonder what religion is all about. The whole thing got messed up, turning everybody into a friggin' Jew. They tried to go into India, what Thomas did, and got killed, preaching the Jewish gospel. And as I mentioned, the Brahmin Hindu that I met personally said, Lord God, blue God of Krishna, Christ, was Jesus Christ in another form. And he can do that because he disappeared for years and then ended up in India, Persia, everywhere. Mysterious place. Don't go into Asia. I think the Bible warns against. Jesus take care of that. So, but he doesn't incarnate in the Pope. Get that straight. He doesn't incarnate in a church that's antichrist, meaning ushering the Pope. It preaches Jesus, but it's the Antichrist is coming, ushered in through the Catholic Church. I'm not saying the Pope is the Antichrist, but it's ushered in. The man of sin, the mother of whores, 666 has all been removed, and they got their canon, and that's the people believe that. Okay, it's pure deception. But in fact, all religions seem to be pure deception, because the reality of the matter is that I've known people that's had cancer and gone to church in wheelchairs and everything, but they've got a companionship that will help them. But if two people are sick at the same time, I know a couple. He was some type of drunk before he became Latter-day Saint. He took his wife on a drive in a truck, show off, and he ran off the side of the road and left her a cripple. And he was crippled practically himself, but he could walk but she can't even walk. She still loved him. And when they were living here in the early 80s, I used to drive them around. I used to pick them up, lift them up. I was young, take them to church, everything. And when they moved down to the country, not one person offered to pick them up and take them. So they left